What's up, my fellow weeaboos? I've been getting some requests to do some more One Punch Man content, and it's right in the middle of the climax of the current arc, so I thought it would be a good time to do it, especially with the new chapter that just came out. Well, it's not really new, it's another redraw, which if you're a fan of One Punch Man, you've gotten used to by now. But I would have to say this one is probably a good thing. Well, there have been redraws in the past, as you probably know, such as Child Emperor vs. Phoenix Man, which has been drawn like 3 times at least and it's completely changed. For better or worse. And there's been plenty of other things, and I'm confused with what's going on now, honestly, and hopefully when the next season of the anime comes out, when I rewatch it, I'll be clear on what's actually the current canon right now. But right now, things are a little jumbled up, and now he's even redrawing things just not even 2 weeks after they come out. But like I said, I think it's a good thing, and I think he might have redrawn this chapter due to the possible backlash he might have gotten from the last one, which I didn't think it was necessarily bad, but it seemed like the Garou versus Saitama fight was over, and it was pretty anticlimactic in my opinion. I think this arc's been great so far. I mean, it's kind of dragged on, but my favorite part has been when the cadres came out, and especially with the Fear Ugly part, that stuff was brutal, and that was probably when the hype was at its highest. And then Garou showed up, and the hype was still there. He like golden and platinum sperm, that was all cool. But then, like, right when the centipede came out, another centipede, but bigger, came. And then Evil Ocean Water, which was cool, and I was hyped for that. But then they spent way too much time on the centipede, and Garou basically seemed like too much like a good guy at that point. And we all know he's not, like, completely evil like he wants to be. He's just, like, an evil wannabe. But, like, it just kind of dropped the hype a little bit. And then after that, his fight with Saitama has been pretty anticlimactic. And especially with that ending, that was like, okay, like the fight with Psychos and Orochi and all that stuff was more hype, and the cadres even. But now with this redraw, I think the hype has just gone back up and things are gotten pretty crazy. And I want to just go over some differences between like the original version and the redraw. So first is the characterization of Garou. In the original version of this chapter, Garou basically just gave up, and he was like, maybe it was just this is how I was supposed to die. Just kill me, Saitama, kill me. But I didn't really like that. Like, why would Garou just give up and want to die? But in this version, it's much better. He's like, he sees Saitama as basically one of those bullies, this embodiment of unfairness, which he is because he's literally just unbeatable in his universe. But Garou just, instead of giving up and saying, kill me, kill me, he's like, I won't lose, I won't accept defeat, I'm gonna win. And like, even if deep down he doesn't think he could win, he's gonna try, and that's where his mind's at. He's not like, I'm just gonna let myself die and commit suicide. Another thing that's different is Blast's group not really showing up. Like, you see them talking about the Earth, like, thing getting messed up, the magnetic poles or whatever getting messed up from Garou's attack, but you don't actually like see them clearly. So like no Boros lookalike in this chapter anymore, which I hope he's still a part of the group and Murata didn't just like is scrapping him. I think they're just going to be saved for later. And maybe he'll just have a more epic entrance next and whenever he decides to come up again. Another thing that was taken away talking about that is the Garou's feat of like smashing Saitama into the mountain, like sending the shockwave through the planet. He took away the part where the planet was like bulging on the other side. Well, it still kind of did, like it pushed the plane up, but the whole planet, like that one panel of it like bulging out, which was a really good feat for Garou, was not in this chapter. So I guess you can't really use that anymore. I mean, I've seen people like were trying to argue and like calcing it at Garou at small planet level because of that, but I guess without that, you can't really argue that anymore. I mean, I don't know if it was true to begin with. I mean, I would say it's still at least a continental to multi-continental feat since he sent the shockwave through the entire planet and like still made a plane like a whole section of the land rise up. Still pretty impressive. But yeah, I don't know about that feat being planet level though. I would say punching the planet and blowing it up is planet level. But the next thing I would like to talk about is after Garou gets like defeated like he did initially, this time he gets punched out of his body and like you see Garou's actual body again, his human body, but then God shows up and he literally starts like walking through the sky with just his feet coming down, which was pretty crazy. and then he gives Garou power pretending to be Bang. So then now Garou has this new form, which is more small and slim and like looks like how he used to do, which is kind of what I expected for like a final form. Like I thought the big bulky form, I mean, like it was cool, but it didn't seem like a final form. It just kind of seemed like a big bag thing, not like. It's kind of like with Frieza's forms. He gets big, but then he blows up and gets small, and then he has like that sleek form. This is like that form, which I expect to be more like a final form. And it does look cool, but I'm not sure. Like it has like the space like aspects on it. Like you can see like galaxies and stars across his skin, and he has like no face. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, it's like cool, but it's like, then you can't like see any expression or emotion or anything like that. I don't know if Garou still has full control, or if he's partially controlled by God, or if he's just like, it's Garou but just with powered up by God, but I guess we'll see next chapter. And hopefully the fight is gonna be epic. Yeah, so overall, I'm glad about how this chapter is redrawn. I think the best thing is getting that character recharacterization, just so he's not like, kill me, and that just kind of made him look pathetic. And I like the fight is like gonna be obviously more, well, hopefully more epic now with a way better climax. With instead of just like Saitama didn't even use a serious series yet on Garou, so I mean he has to use that. Like you kind of just have to have that in an epic climactic fight like this. It's kind of strange that Murata like seemed to be ending the fight without even doing that. I don't know if he planned to redraw from the beginning, but that doesn't make any sense. Why would you plan for a redraw? But I don't know. The one thing I am a little upset that we lost in the redraw is the scene with Garou and Saitama in the house just like ready to talk. That scene is just a really funny panel, and I wanted to know what they were going to talk about. Are we ever going to see what they were going to talk about? Because I mean, maybe at the end of the fight they'll have a similar thing, but Garou will just look different now in the house. But maybe we'll never get that conversation, and I just kind of wanted to know where that was going to go. But maybe in another multiverse out there, one of the other universes, that's how the One Punch Man story goes, but maybe not in this one. I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully the chapter is another chapter is going to come out on Thursday, but I mean, who knows now, with this 3-draw might not come out, but there was supposed to be a chapter this Thursday coming out, but maybe now we'll have to wait a week or even 2 weeks, which will be unfortunate, but Murata needs to get his sleep. I know he's probably overworking himself, so Murata, if you are watching this, which I know you're probably not, but everyone, you should send this to everyone you know. Get Weeaboo Warrior famous, please. And thank you. Okay, and I guess I will head out now. I have nothing else to say. One Punch Man's good. I'll make more videos in the future. I'll make videos about other stuff. Subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, okay, you know what to do.